This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning to all of you again. And my name is Mahesh, and today we are going to start some practical sort of things of the management tools which have studied yesterday of all the advanced and theoretical conceptual things we have studied, right? So today we are just going to start with auto scaling, cloud formations, cloud trail, and cloud watch, and the AWS configure. These are the management tools that you can use in your corporate environment to just check whether the AWS resources which you have created working fine, and how can you just manage the things more most economical way, and you can just use all sort of what management tools to you how effectively manage your AWS sort of things, right? So this is the console we have available. So first of all, before we are going to continue of any sort of things of AWS auto scaling first, right? So we have running instances of two at the same time. We have two running instances in our AWS console. So auto scaling, it means that we have minimum requirement of two instances working, or you can increase number of instances at a decrease number of instances as per the requirement. So the right number of instances, the EC2 instances requirement for the auto scaling sort of things, right? So what we're going to create it, first of all, this one, click select if you create new instances, then it will asking for you to that it is a part of the auto scaling or not auto scaling part. So I will just I will show you how it looks like. Wait a second. Yes. Yeah. Select anyone, and then go for the micro, T2 micro, and this is the number of instances, right? This is the launch the auto scaling group. So these are the first things you can just take a look here. And if you have existing EC2 instances, then you have options available. Does it you have to send to the auto scaling group or not auto scaling group? So auto scaling is always provide the information that what is the right number of instances um, requirement for the auto scaling groups. So this is the options to select any running instances, right? And then you have to go to the instance settings. So this machine is already auto scaling group. I have already created this machine. It is in auto scaling group at the same time. And if you select another one, right, then it is also attached. This is machine is not attached to the auto scaling group, so we are just going to attach this machine to the auto scaling group. So attached to auto scaling group, right? So this is a new auto scaling group you can create, or do you have existing auto scaling groups? So I have created the one auto scaling group earlier, and we are just going to start a new auto scaling group so that you can understand how it is. We are going to add this machine to the auto scaling group, right? So provide the name of the auto scaling group, and you can just provide the 27th of 11th. This is the auto scaling group name we have just created. This is today's date, and we are going to attach it. This is our auto scaling group. Go for this one. So we have already covered the conceptual and the logical things of the auto scaling groups. So what is the right number of instances requirement of easy auto scaling groups, and we have a number of things available into this, right? So we have just created this one. This is auto scaling group we have, or okay, and we have created the create 27 of this one. This is uh, auto scaling group we have created, and this is the auto scaling group I have created yesterday, right? So there are the two auto scaling groups we have available. So what we can do it right now, we can edit or delete options available. Should we going to edit the things, or we can going to delete the things? So just take a look what is all about into this. So AWS auto scaling group we have just going to for it, right? So these are the MK create auto scaling groups is created yesterday. Okay, so you can have just options available. So this is the console of AWS Auto Scaling helps you to quickly and easily scale multiple resources. And how it is works, this is it is also showing that at auto scaling groups, and then it is what explore your applications as per the requirement and discover you the can scale, right, increase or decrease as per the requirement, and choose what to optimize cost and performance sort of things, and track scaling it happens, right? So these are this is the console, and you can what is the benefits of the auto scaling is maintain performance, right, control cost sort of things, and simplify the scaling and scale predictively, right? So these are the some benefits of the auto scaling sort of things. So we are just going to create here. So these are the the four options is step 1, step 2, step 3, and steps 4 is showing such the scalable resources, configure scaling plans, and specify custom settings, and review and create. Okay, so we have the three methods of creating the auto scaling resources, searched by cloud formation stack. So if you have cloud formations you have created, right, so you can use this one some sort of things, and if you have tagged some sort of things, then you can use it. And if you have created the easy to auto scaling groups, so if we have just created the auto scaling easy to auto scaling groups, so we can just going to click here. And if you have what we have done it, we have created some auto scaling groups earlier today in this slide. So MK327, we have just create this particular groups selected, right? Okay, so the first scale, the second is configure scaling plans. So we have to just configure some plans for this. So this is MK create 27 11, right? So this is the name of this particular skill and the plans, and these are the auto scaling groups. This is the important prospect. We have just take a look auto scaling groups, right? So one auto scaling groups, and what needs to be done from our end: optimize your availability. So keep the average CPU utilization of your auto scaling groups at 40% to provide the high availability and ensure capacity to absorb skips and demand. So 40%, this is going to if your system is utilization of your CPU, then it is auto scaling groups will be applied same time. And the second option is if you're just talking about the balance availability and cost. So keep the average CPU utilizations of your auto scaling groups at 50%, provide optimal availability of the reduced cost. So when it is 50%, it utilizes your CPU utilization of any EC2 instances, then it is going for the auto scaling sort of things same time. And the third options, if you're going to choose it, keep the average CPU utilization of your auto scaling groups at 70% to ensure lower cost. So your CPU utilization is like 70%, then it is going for the auto scaling sort of things, right? And custom sort of things, so you can just provide your own metrics same time, right? So this is the options available: 40% of your CPU utilization, 50% of your CPU utilization, or your 70% of your CPU utilization. So the different CPU utilization has been happened, and then the cost is depend on the same time. So just depend on your corporate environment. What needs to be your options will be available. What is to be option will be choose, right? So you can choose anything right now, and then you can just going for it. And these are the some what the options are available. Configuration details. If you're talking about the average CPU utilization, so you can just check an info that how this is 40%, because we have choose first one, and CPU utilization is going on, and then the 40%. This is the threshold. Is what we have mentioned it. Okay, the targets is 40%. It's more than 40%. Then it is what going for this. Some sort of um, providing this auto scaling sort of things is into this. Then we have to go for what we have created configure scaling plans is 40%. Then what is all about specify custom settings. So do we require some custom settings? Not right now. It is we can just provide it later on. right? So the view is, what target value is with 40% your CPU utilizations, average CPU utilization, this one, and optimize, and for availability sort of things, it is showing there, right? So that is the only things we can just do it, and this is your AWS auto scaling group is available. So it is creation in the progress from the AWS, right? So we have already, yes, that is created. Then we have to go into those particular things, and then we have auto scaling groups is available particularly. So average network in, network out. So all things are, you just take a look at what's going on with your things, and once the system is working more than 40%, it is going for the, it is checked with the another instances available in your systems or not, then it is providing a load, and this is a threshold we have just providing the CPU utilizations, right? So there's 3 hours, 12 hours, 1 day, 3 days. So in this auto scaling, we have options available. We can add number of instances as per your requirement, and then if it is more than 40%, then it is automatically going for the auto scaling sort of things, right? Yes,
So,
that is,
Mahesh,
yes, yes,
this is the CPU utilization of that auto scaling group, right?
yes, yes, yes. We have the threshold we have just going for the CPU utilization. So you have different metrics. You can just choose it. Suppose networking, suppose disk utilization, or different sort of things. So there's a custom options was available, right? So you can just choose as per your requirement, right? So you have the edit options available, so you can just make some editing into this, and then you can just make some modifications as per your company requirement, right? So this is the default we are choosing it. The default is basically we are choosing for the CPU utilization, so more than 40%. Then you can just this needs to be done from the things. So these are the some, what the informations you will just find out, and right, and then you can just make some modifications and all sort of things, and then you can just change it as per your requirement. If target value is 40%, you can just going for 50%, and it's disable is for, so it's true, you can just do it. So these are some, what coding of this particular auto scaling, so you can just modify it from here, and then you can use it, those sort of things, right? So these are the scaling plans. The auto scaling is basically tells you that how, what is the right number of, what systems are available into in your environment, so that once one, as an issue has been happened to an EC2 instances or different resources, so that it will what increase the number of the size of your EC2 instances, right? Number of instances will be increased. Okay, so we have just talking about some CPU utilization, so you can go for the some different metrics, you can go for it. So you can just choose it, and then you can just go for the custom sort of things, and then you can choose some different sort of things, right? We have to choose the CPU utilization. So most of the time the average CPU utilization, you can go for it, network in, network out, what's going on, how is the load is very high on your networks, and average load is on. So you can just provide the metric as per your requirement. This is 40%, you can go for the 50%, 70%, whatever. And the network CPU, total CPU, network in and out sort of things. So this is the load sort of things, right? And this is scaling metrics, if right? So this is the important things that as per your company requirement, you can just going to modify it as, and then you can just this is the threshold. 40% you have chosen it, you can go for 60, 70, whatever your company requirement, and then you can choose some sort same time, right? So this is the use case of the auto scaling, right? That is, it's not a big deal for anything. So you can just it's very simple practical sort of things. First of all, you just create the EC2 instances, then at the same time it is asking for the, do we require to add this EC2 instance to the auto scaling group? You can choose yes, or you can just create the auto scaling in different way as well. So you will just find out the auto scaling in the management tools, right? And then you can just create the auto scaling group, and then you can provide some sort of things. So these are the some two auto scaling groups we have created, and you can just make some modifications. As if you have already auto scaling group, you can just add editing, and then you can just choose different sort of metrics as per you like it, right? So we're just going for the second thing is Cloud Watch. So CloudWatch, we have studied yesterday class that these you know what, the different metrics is available. We are just going to monitor it, and we have just take a look that what's going on with your S2 instances. We have just going for alarm sort of things, and different things are available, right? So what happened? What inside is, first of all, if you're going for the CloudWatch, this is the dashboard, right? So you can create your own dashboard. So we can just create today a dashboard. This MK create, and this is 27th 11 18. This is our new dashboard, right? So once you're creating your own dashboard, it is providing the what type of uh, widget you type, you can configure at your dashboard. So you can just have different options. So you can choose later on as well, but it should depend on you that what type of your charts, so you the charts on metrics you have to go for it. So how this looks like. So we have just choose this one, right? And then we have studied yesterday that we have different metrics are available. So all metrics are available from 114 metrics are available into this. So EBS we have 18 metrics, EC2 instances 92 metrics, and EFS we have 4 metrics, right? So if you're going for the EC2 sort of metrics, and then we have by auto scaling groups we have 32 metrics, and by image ID we have 14 metrics are available. So we can have different options available. This is auto scaling group sort of things, and network in or network out. So what is happening to the systems? We just take a look. Wait a second. We have to just go for a little upper. Yes. So we have the network in. These are the some metrics names. We have already studied that what is about metrics. Metrics are the things that we have to going to analyze, then monitoring sort of things, right? So these are the some metrics names. So as per your company requirement, your corporate environment, what needs to be the target of your metric. So you can just choose whatever you like it. So this is your CPU utilization, right? And this is your network out, network port, disk sort of things. So you can just monitor it as per you like it. These are the some uh, metrics are available, right? So we have choose 5 metrics at the same time, right? And then we have some different graphical metrics, right? So we have choose five things, and then these are the indications. There's a different color code of your metrics, and these are the network in, utilization, network out, packet, network sort of things. And what is all about this is the EC2 instances, and this is the auto scaling group is also applied same time, right, into this. And these are the 27th we have created today, 27th today. These are the some provide some metrics is there. So we have just, and these are the average period is 5 minutes. Okay, if you required 1 minute sort of things, then you have to you have to pay for the same some sort of money to the AWS, right? We have already discussed about it, and this is the average statics we have just talking about. And this is the minimum maximum you can just choose as per your requirement, right? And these are the actions. This is some files, some duplicate files you can just create it, right? So these are the widgets we have just talking about, and this is the graph, right? So we can just choose a different graphs as per your requirements. So this is some different graph, right? And this is some sort of numbers you can just choose it. This network in bytes, you just take a look, and this is your CPU utilization 0.17, and those sort of things. You just have some modifications of your monitoring of your uh, uh, in the CloudWatch, right? And this is the graphs options available. So y-axis, x-axis, what is means for you. This is, you can just provide the name of this particular labels, and this is the different minutes, maximum minutes, minimum minutes. You can just write it down. Okay, this is right side, this is left side. So you can just have different options. How can you what things need to be write it down. And these are some sources. So whatever that we are going to create into this AWS environment. So we have what's the codes is also always available. So you can just copy the source and provide some what different region specific destinations. So you can just copy the source and then you can use it anywhere. So suppose I have to just copy the source, and then I can paste into this notepad, and then we can have to just modify the different things, the right side, left side, the region specific. We can just change it, the true, the false, the time series, and we have just what modifications particular the coding of the particular Cloud Watch source, and then you can just upload this source at same time, and then it will be changed, right? So this is all about the dashboard sort of things, and we can create a widgets into this, right? So this is the things we have created. So if you're going for the Cloud Watch, then we have to go for the dashboard, and today we have just created the dashboard number MK327. So this is our dashboard. So this is your dashboard, right? And then you can just save your dashboard, and it will be showing to you. Okay, and then these are some new dashboard, save dashboard, favorite dashboard, rename. These are the number of things you will just find out. So you can just make a change as per your requirement, and this is the automatically it will be updated within 1 second, 5 minutes, second, 5, 10, 30 minutes, and 6 hour, 1 hour. So you can just make some modifications as per your requirement. Until full screens, it will show you into your full screen sort of things, right? So that is simple things. You can just make some changes over there, right? And if you would like to add some more sort of thing widget into this, and you can just add more sort of things into this. Okay, it just depend on you what needs to be added. So same sort of things is available. We have just created the EC2. You can just create AFS. So you can just create ABS. So same sort of things are available here. So as per your requirement, you can just have some modifications and doing the things for you, right? And these are the alarm sort of things, and I have already just created some yesterday, and this is insufficient data alarm is also showing. So what you're going to do is, first of all, you have to create a new alarm sort of sense, and then you select a matrix, right? And we have just created some matrix yesterday, or today as well. We are just going to create it. Okay, and these are the some what network in, network out. That okay. You can just you have different options are available. You can just make some modifications as per. You can just choose what type of what alarms required. If it's network out, network in is there, then you can just find out also what is this used for. You have this different options are available. You can just click on it here, and it will open the what tab, and then it is shows that what is used for different sort of things, right? So you can just read it once you have little time on this. Okay, and then this is the matrix we are going to choose it. So we have this two, network in, network out. We are choosing it, right? Okay, and these are the some same things are available. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. So we have choose two matrix here into this, and what is then we have this alarm details. So you can create the name of the alarm is mk create 2018, and these are the some what descriptions. You can provide the same whatever different sort of things, and you can also provide some whenever it is more than less than that, and you can just provide some values over there. Okay, and this is the end data points you have to provide as per requirement. Additional settings, you can just treat missing data is missing, or we already discussed about yesterday that good, bad, ignore, and missing. So what needs to be done from the alarm, it not is breaching or not breaching sort of things. Okay, ignore it is then bad, breaching threshold. So you can just provide some sort of settings as per your requirement, right? And then you just have options or actions. What action, this is the alarm sort of things, action, additional settings of the alarm. But if it is happened, if your EC2 instances is have some issues, so what actions needs to be taken? So this is actions, state the alarms is insufficient. Okay, so status alarm and send the notifications to you, and you can just create a new notifications, right? So this is you can just provide the name of the notifications, or you can have, if you have already created notifications, so we can go for it and create a notifications, right? This is alarm, and this is, and then you can select a mk create. This is not SMS notifications. So you can just have provide your email ID or what sort of details. I already created some mk create sort of thing, so you can use it, right? And then in a new list you can create it, or into the list you can create it, and then auto scaling group. And if we the instances are need to be auto scaling group, then the alarm insufficient. If it's insufficient, then it is going to auto scaling or HTTP container service, or what where it is going to be. And from this, and then if we have different auto scaling we have created, and we create 27, and if we have number of instances are 2 or 3 or 5 whatever instances, then it is, what, take some actions, and you can just specify the policies over there, right? So we have this actions, what actions needs to be taken, right? So alarm is basically we have created just because of any incident series have some issues, or it is providing the alarm to us, like. And then alarm, as at the same time it is also providing some actions. One actions needs to be taken, so it is sending the informations to us from the SNS notifications. It is providing us alarm name and what action it is taken. So we have some auto scaling actions, is we have just write it down, so it is going for auto scaling, and it is increasing number of instances same time, right? So that's sort of the informations. And then whatever happened with your the instances, right? So it is providing the alarm sort of things, and this is your alarm. Thanks. Your CPU utilization 59 points. Those sort of things you will find out into this. Okay, these are the some billing alarms. So it is 10 free alarms, 1000 free email notifications each month as a part of AWS free tier, right? So there's a free tier, we have different 10 alarms for free, and 1000 free email notifications it will send to you. But if it, more than that, you will just charge the money same time, right? So events, what are the events? Different events are created into this, right? So what is the use for events? So we have to determine the events of interest, create rules to match events, and draw to targets are available. So these things are available. So different events, what happened, we have just create the rules, the policies as per the requirement. Like we have some events are available, so we are just going to create some real-time events, right? And we have different AWS based auto scaling, what needs to be done from our end, and instance launch and terminate same time. So these are the some instance types, and you can just provide it, and you can just add a target is there, right? So configure sort of things. So default settings are available, what the target needs to be done, and input output part and JSON file inputs. So this is basically used for, what, it's what the events you will get it, and events, and you can just schedule the event as per the requirement, 5 rate of minutes and 10 seconds of minutes, and those sort of things. You can just create the rules of your, alarms. If you get events that your issue some issues in your issue instances, then you can also schedule after the 10 days, after the 15 days, you can just create an what issue instances, or you can just go for the cron job same time, right? So these are the events you can just create it, and you can just also provide some permissions who's just going to create, and you will just you just have some logs what happened actually of your metrics. So you have different options available into this particular, and then you can use as per your requirement. These are some logs of some sort of logs, right? So in this, basically the most important case is basically in this AWS Cloud Watch is, first of all, you create a dashboard. Then you have just a choose on a different metrics as per your requirement, and then you can create an alarm. And in this alarm, you can just have some SNS notifications, and then the actions, what actions needs to be taken. And the billing part is also important, how much billing will be happened. And then the event is basically you can just provide some rules that if these events have happened, then what needs to be done from the AWS Cloud Watch, right? So that sort of things, and you just after that you just find out the logs of the particular, and these are some different metrics we are choosing it, right? So these are some different metrics are there. So you have this stage 4 metrics, we are usage of the particular things, right? So this is we add to search, and different searches you can just find out into this. So that's the only motive of the particular Cloud Watch. So it is providing the real-time monitoring of your AWS different resources, ABS, EC2, RDS, those sort of things, and you can just simply monitor it, and you can just get information that is there issues with this different AWS resources and what action is going to be taken, and you will just get notified by SMS, or you can just notified by email of your official email ID. So that is the use case of your Cloud Watch, is all about. And then we have to just move to the Cloud Trail. The Cloud Trail is basically, it is used for providing some events, what events are occurred, right? The Cloud Watch is basically used for your real-time actions, what needs to be done, about what's happened to your system. And Cloud Trail is basically, it is used for what events happen, who's going to who is responsible, who has done this particular task. So yeah, you have just create first of all, this is the dashboard of your AWS Cloud Trail. View events in your AWS account for 90 days, create trails and manage trails, right? So view trails, we have different so whatever we have done it in different account, right? So this is I have created yesterday, and then we have different options are available. So if you would like to check what happened with your AWS account, or different things, what we have created, what we have deleted, and what things we have done it till now. So this is the event is created, right? We have created the auto scaling today, okay, 27th of November 2018, okay, 7:35 46 a.m. and we have created username with auto scaling we have created, and events put metric alarms, we have provided some alarm sort of things, and then this is where we have AWS keys is there, and the AWS region, right? US West East 1, and there is no other code. Event ID is there. Event name is also available. And these are some resource name. These are some event ID. Everything. You will just take a look that who is going to create and how it is going to be created, and what other actions has been taken, and all sort of informations like events of your Windows machine or Linux machine like that. You will find out everything is there. So what you need to create it, what need to do it here, basically, first of all, just create a trail, and right, you just provide a trail name, apply to trail all regions, so that it is applied to all your regions, okay, different regions, whatever the resources you have created, or you can just go for the no. Okay, so most probably we have to go for the all regions same time, because whatever happened with your different regions, suppose your company will be working in three different regions, right? Asia specific, Europe is specific, or different regions. So you will find out the Cloud Trail events on the same one console same time, right? And a management event, so you will like to go for the read only events, write only events, or none, or go for the all. So as per your choice, you can just choose it. And the logs, the trails, where it is should be write down. So you have to just provide the S3 bucket name, so it will provide your all logs, all events to the specific storage locations. So the users provide the storage location S3 bucket in your account, or you can just create as per requirement what's the specific locations you need to be create. Okay, and if create a S3 bucket as per requirement. If you don't have, then you have to create the specific bucket, and there's some prefix. Do we require some encryption, and enable log validations or not, so this, and send notifications for every log file delivery. Okay, so you have different options are available. So it will say provide you the email notifications that the log is coming to your S3 bucket, and it will also provide the validation same time. Okay, and encrypted log of your logs. So it is different options, so you can just go for it if you would like to go for it. And it is going to be create a bucket, and if you do not want to create a bucket and you have already a bucket, you can use it the different effects. So this is the Cloud Trail bucket, we can use it, okay, as per the requirement. So you just create a bucket over there. So all the logs of your this is the, and we create trail we are going to use it, this applied for all the regions, cloud organization trail, right now no, and it is where we will find out all the storage of your logs and events, and this is CloudTrail. This is the S3 bucket we have created, right? And log prefixes we don't have. You do the logs groups we don't create it till now. So the events, so whatever the things has happened with your different regions, right? So you will just find out the history, and you can just choose it, make some modifications what you need: event name type, username, events, resources types, some sort of different things you will just find out here. Okay, so you can restore defaults if you're going for restore, and they have some different and these are the some default settings. And if you want some region specific event source, you can just have some modifications. You can just go for it once you're going into this. And if the filter is applied for the read only, access, event ID, the source name, so you have just different options. So you can just use it as per your requirement, that what is, and you can also then that date, which date from where you want this particular events, like. So you will just find out, you give some little time into this, and you will just give some modifications like that. Okay, and these are the some what history of the particular what we have done it on the different regions, right? So you will just find out that who did it, what, when it is was there. It is used for the compliance purpose, right? And the responsibility, and who's responsible, what happened, who's going to do it, event ID sort of thing. So it will help you in the troubleshooting sort of things, right? So this is the access key. This is the region US East 1, and error code. You just find out the error code is available. The event ID, attach instances. We have to go what event we have to attach. We have instances, and auto scaling Amazon.com. And what is the source IP address? You just find out who is going to do it, when it was doing it, what is IP address of the who the person who is just going to use it, and what is the username of this particular who is going to use it. So root is the username, right? And this is the source IP address. So you can just find out the root cause of the issue, that what happened, and where we have to take some time sort of things. So this is all about CloudTrail. Is basically is event-based management tools. So you can just create a trails, and then you can just find out that particular specific issues, what happens to your uh, to your different sources of your in AWS resources, and you can just find out the root cause of the issue. So this is the important cases: the source IP address, the username who's going to do it, and what are the rights, true rights, event ID. So that sort of things you will just find out into this. So we have different view trails is also same time, right? So it's very easy. So you can just take a look once you have around it. So you will easily find out what needs to be done. So we are going for another topic is cloud formation. So it is the important very important topic is all about. It will take a little time to loading. Cloud formation, so basically we have specific templates, right? And we're going to create some stacking, and then we can export our stacking to the different locations, right? Suppose you are working suppose we are working on the North Virginia, right? And we have one data center is available in the North Virginia side, right? If we are going to launch or open a different data centers, right? So and you have to use the same kind of IT infrastructure to the different regions, right? So like origin or California sort of things. Then we have to create a JSON file and stack, or we have to upload from here, and then we have to export from there, and then it is same kind of IT infrastructure is available same time. So there is no use of there is no we have to create some sort of manual task. So into this, first of all, we're going to use it. First of all, design a template. The first options we need to go for it. The template we already discussed yesterday, that yesterday class of 12, that template basically is providing some sort of things that some Visio sort of things, right? So what kind of architectures, what type of templates of your company. Okay, so these are some sample. So you can do sample templates is also available, but if you have just you know that what's your architecture sort of thing, so you can create some sort of architectures from here. Suppose this is your auto scaling sort of things we have created, and this is your life cycle hook and different services. All the services are available here. So you can just create your own template from here, and then the template would be, what you can export in the JSON file, and that will be import from the different locations, right? So that is the use case. So this is our some easy to sort of things, and this is an elastic IP address we have just gone through. So you can use it different type of things, right? And then you can just map it from here. Okay, so this is the life of your, what we can say, that your architecture sort of things, and you can just create in the architecture of sort of things, and then you can just provide something, what exporting this particular sort of things, right? So download images. So if we can download this particular image, and then we can provide to our destination, and then this is the type of our this is the things we have just created right now, right? So you have just some samples we have available. So we have just suppose we are just going to create some the Windows single server directory, the tools and features. So we have to going for this some sampling sort of thing. So you will find out. Yeah, that is all about. This is the active directory, domain controller, and active directory sort of things. So domain controllers, how it is working effectively. So you can have just options available. So create your own IT infrastructure same time, right? And then you can just going to upload. So these are the some, what components. If you're just talking about, these are the templates. You can just change the name of your template, right? And these are some coding sort of things, and then you can just create your own template, and then you can just make some changes over there, right? These are the some T2, T1 micro, and these are the some most sort of things are available. So if you are a good coder, then you can just copy and paste into your Node++, and then you can just make some modifications into this, and then you can upload here again, and then it will be working. So this is the choose the template file and YAML. So then another format you can go for it, change it, and these are some mappings, how to connect with each other. So that sort of things. The conditions are also applied. The metadata is also is available same times, in the output what needs to be done. So we have different options available, right? So if you are a good coder, good coding sort of things, and suppose you have just have templates available, and you have just to make some changes from here, like what is IP address, what is the name, what is the host name, what is the security groups, and what is the region name. So you can just make some changes into this particular parameters. You can just make some changes, then you can use it. And this is the template, and this is 20 and 9 10 9 is available. You can just make some changes here. Okay, and these are the some, what fully qualified domain name FQD, and this is a 325 the length. So you have just make some changes over there. So it will be, what changing the things for you. Design is out of the refresh, right? So this is the all things you have. This options are available. So make some changes into this particular things, and it will be modified by particular template, right? So what you're going to do it, you have just once when it is done, then you have the validated templates. Okay, and then you can just what upload a picture diagram, and you can just send to your different locations, and when it is done, then validate the templates. It is working fine, absolutely. And then you have options to this template. You can go for the stacking, right? So go for the create a stack of this particular template. So the stacking is basically is providing the information. So use this design as a template, right? And choose the template. If you have your own template, right? Suppose some North Virginia site data center person is sending the template to the California site, right? Suppose you are here, and you have to send the same IT infrastructure to the North California. Okay, so you North Virginia person IT AWS architect will create a template, some sort of things we have created, and then send it to the North California. And the North California guys, what's going to do it? First of all, choose a template, and he have to browse this particular template, right, from the system, and then he can use it the same template from this some sort of things. Okay, and if we don't have the template, and then you have to just create a design a template as per the requirement, right? So you have options are available same time. So design a template, or you can use it different template, same template. So that sort of things is available. Okay, so these are the templates we are just talking about. So we are going to use the stacking sort of things, formations, right? Lead page. So you can browse this particular same template into your from your different data center, and you can use it. So what is about into the stack? So create a stack. If you would like to create a stack there, if you can browse it, and you can use this same template and go for the next one. Sample template. So we are going to use the sample template is WordPress block. Okay, we are just going to use it for the sampling sort of things. Then you need to provide the name of your stack. Right, you just provide the name of your template, and then the database class is dbt2 small, right? That db name is dbplace, and then you have to provide some password is here. Then the username is you just provide some what different type of instances also it will create for you, and different options, the subnet, SSL, sock locations, key name. You can just use it as per requirement. You have different subnets, so you can just provide it if you have. Okay, your web server capacity is 1. You can just provide number of different web servers instances for this WordPress sort of things. So you have different options are available. So monitoring time is you can just provide the 180 minutes or whatever the Cloud Watch alarm you would like to go for it. You can just use it. Okay, then you just create a stack for WordPress. Okay, and this is the created, this is the created your stack. Then go for these actions, and you can just delete the stack, and you can change termination protection of this particular template, so no one can delete until unless he will just find out the termination protections enabled, right? Okay, create a new set for a stack. So you just create the stack, and then what you need to do it, you just have to export it, right? If you would like to export to a different location, then you have to go for the exporting export stack resources. Sometimes you can use it. Okay, stack set you can create. The stack set is also providing how it is. So CloudFormation template we are here, right? We have created the CloudFormation template. Then we have to add a stack set, and then it will going to deploy of your different regions, right? Account 1, account 2, account 3. This is your stacks. This is your secondary stack is there, right? So you have options available. Create a template, then you have to go for the stack set. Then you have to go to export, and then once the California guy will importing, and then he can use it on different account as that. So we have what are the stack set is. We have to create stack set. We have different options are available, or upload your template to the S3 bucket. If you have already created the the stacks from the different availability zones, so you can just browse it right from your S3 bucket, and it will just providing some sort of things. And these are some simple stack is also available. So as per the requirement, enable AWS config or different stacks you have, just go for it. Yeah, the template validation are exactly the template URL. We have to just select any template for the some sort of things, right? So we have different options available as per the requirements. You can just going for the, if you would like to go for the template view, what is all about. So you can just check this is the template which is used for the parameters is showing all sort of things, and then you can use it as per the requirement sort of things. Okay, so you can just the matter of fact that you need to create a specific stack set Okay, and then you have to go for the deployed the same sort of things to your different regions. That the matter of fact that, right? So the template, and then plus added your stack set, and then you can deploy to the different locations, right? So that's the things we have just talking about in the stack set. So templates and a stack set, and then have to deployment to the different regions, right? So we have just done it: auto scaling, cloud formations, cloud trail, cloud watch, and we have just been talking about some what AWS config. So the small changes, different changes to your AWS account, we can go for it. So we just take a look this particular AWS config. So these are the four elements of management tools. It's very important for any company to monitoring management of your resources over the cloud. Okay, and this is the config. We are just going to cover it here, but it's not a part of these are the not parts of the cloud architect, right? So we are just going to use it as per requirement. So this is very simple sort of things. You can just going to create, record all resources supported by the regions, and these are the options are available. So specific types you would like to create, and you can also create the bucket from the anything, what the config recording, what happened actually to the different the sources. You can just have the options available, and it is you will find out, you will just find out from there, and the bucket, all the informations, right? And then it will link the role, and then you have different these are the important things is AWS config tools. So you have different tools are available, right? You have just create your own rules, or you are just using this particular or predefined rules of the AWS, so you can use it any sort of things, and then review it and just confirm several seconds. So it will be what configured within a seconds, and then you can record in what has happened, the small changes, and then you can just go what snapshot of sort of things is we are just talking about into this. So AWS Config can also set up because the following the IAM roles here. Yes, definitely we require some IAM roles. So we were just talking about in some different classes, some later on classes, the security sort of things. So before we going for the AWS config, we required some IAM roles, right? Different roles for different config of those sort of things. So we will create some IAM roles before we going to implement this AWS config, right? So the tomorrow class we will just have going for the security IAM roles sort of things, inspector, IAM, and different sort of things. So then we will just try to working on the AWS config, so it will be configured, no problem whatsoever, right? So we required some IAM roles, so we have to go on going for some security sort of things, and then we will going to find out. These things will be covered on tomorrow class. Some
Okay.
conceptual, theoretical, and then we will go for the config sort of things. So I'm just going to wrap up this class for today, and
Okay.
any issues, confusion in this?
No, as per now.
Okay, thank you for time, and we will just going to cover some security things tomorrow, and conceptual and logical, and then we're going for some practical sort of things, and you can just do some practical things on the five things, right? And then the EC2 and the storage we have just covered, and also the loadable and light sail, lambda, plastic banistics. So these are the some the important tools you can just go for, and doing some practical sort of things. And you just going my previous classes, and you will find out all sort of the advanced conceptual things in my classes, so that you have better idea what you're going to do it, how to do it, and what's the best things you can do it. Okay, thank you for your time,
Okay.
and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.